Okay, I see lots of white noise. Huh. I wonder why is registering so much white noise. Is it more than usual? Hey, good morning, Eternal Lady, and Atski and Quentin, Zealin, Chillstrand. Is it more white noise than usual? Hey, Awaken the Beast. Jacob Mobley, oh yeah. There's filters. No filters applied. Gain. Noise suppression. Noise gate. Compressor. Oh wow. I did not know that. Oh. Ooh. That is something I gotta experiment with. You can add the compressor and noise gain and stuff on sound gates on microphone. Exciting. What's webcam? Come on. What are you doing? Hi. Hi. Hey Hellcat. How's it going, man? Alright. Hey Zutin, Miller Finn, Buka Leben, Captain Balls. Alright, alright. So I'll continue on this one. I think um, tomorrow morning I will uh, maybe be the last stream for this one, and I'll stream on the weekend to try to finish this. And maybe on Monday it's gonna be study Monday, so Tuesday maybe just final tweaks. I don't know, just like a half an hour of post processing. We'll see. But I feel like I get thrown out of the mood of finishing a painting by doing short bursts, like 30-minute bursts a day. You don't get into the like the zone of finishing an illustration with only 30 minutes at a time. You start to get into it, then you have to stop. So it's a bit tricky to finish an illustration in this manner of streaming for 30 minutes only. So I'm thinking of maybe do some Friday night streaming and just kind of get in the zone, listen to music and paint. So we'll see. But it's a good experiment, building a painting on the warm-ups. Fun. Rags, Eternal 80, Captain Balls. Alright, let's do it. I need to change that one. That to 30. Oink. There we go. Hey, Wanamir. Alright. It isn't Wednesday today, is it? Should be Thursday. Why? Oh, it's because I'm not running it. Let's see if... Oh, there we go. Now it changed it. I was looking at today's date. It wasn't changing today's date at the top. But now it did because it started the program. Hey, Captain Balls, Helix. I mean, I'm saying all your names over and over. Just too happy. Alright. Let's paint. So I've been watching your entries on the Bjorn epic Bjornament. I had to double. I had to take a think back of what I named the competition. It's a little bit like narcissistic Bjornament, but I have to say though it wasn't my idea initially to name it that. I think it was you, Wanamir. or Amir. Right. So let's load that one up again, just to remind me of like the direction of what I wanted to capture. Amir, yeah, the Bjornament. Good stuff. Yeah, so like I said, I have been watching it and seeing you guys work hard on the submissions. It's really cool. And one person has already posted their final, which was let's see, who was it? Darnis, Darnis Art, posted his final, and yeah, I've been playing around with the competition and the things like that, like fixing things for the judges. I have yet to talk to anyone about any awards, or freebies, but there's still lots of time left, so I'm thinking of like no rush, right? But I'm trying to figure out at least some nice little treat. But like I said before, if no one is interested in giving some freebies to this friendly little competition, I'll just buy something for the winners. Something small. You know, free stuff is always it's always nice. Zealand, yeah. I noticed. It's funny. I noticed those people in the competition. They're posting like studies and like here's something fun I painted, uh, and and things like that, but not related to the competition. So they're clearly not grinding the entry. I'm not saying that you have to either, but procrastination is common in a lot of people. Me included, obviously. No one enjoys doing homework. It's funny though. It's funny how that is with people. I mean, me, like I said, me included. This idea about almost like sticking it to the man until the very end. Like I'm not gonna have to work on my entry. I'm not gonna do that. And then, oh shit, it's in 2 days. Better grind. you know, Instead of grinding from the beginning and then having it easy towards the end. There's always people doing that kind of. I mean, it's so common. Sorry, I had a cough. Chillstrand, yeah, absolutely. I mean, there is there is something to be said about having more than one project going at the same time. Like you said, it gives you a fresh eye, alleviates some pressure by at least being able to finish something. Um, you know, you keep your clothes warm, so to speak. Uh, but it can also be kind of illusional to some degree because you think you're doing something towards the a purpose, while you know sketching is great. It's really useful, but also it's it doesn't have a goal. It sounds. I don't really know what my point is what I'm trying to make, but yeah, I mean, I know myself how it was like, when doing the art station competition. Obviously, I did the character designs on the stream, but I also did my own projects at nights, um, some freelance, some like doing my own art direction on things, and then also squeezing in the competition. So I'm definitely guilty of the same. So I'm not pointing any fingers, but I just commented on how funny that is. How you sign up to this massive um, responsibility to some degree of that. You enter a competition, but you spend more time. At least I did on ArtStation. More time not working on the entries when you like see the big picture, right? I spread my time out on many projects, and the one that got least time, amount of hours, was the ArtStation challenge. Yet I managed to complete it, but I had other responsibilities, which is it's funny that way. How that always happens. I mean, it's just that, yeah. Atski. Well, it's a tricky one, right? So what you could do when if you're stuck, take a photo of it, and take it into Photoshop, and see what if I do this change, or even better, because you're working traditionally, um, print it out again. So you scan it, print it, and then you can sketch on top, like changes, experiment, and then you won't touch the original, and then until you find what you want to do, how to try to finish it, um, you can. It's like a safety layer in Photoshop, just printing it out again. Jacob Mobley, yeah, I read on Discord. It was quite interesting, to hear your thoughts there, and I think it's a valid. Um, that's why I like at the beginning I wanted to make sure that you guys point out that you guys should have fun and enjoy the process, because clearly, of course, it's a competition. You got to be a little bit serious about it, but the best work always comes when you enjoy. When you're in your sweet spot. When you're happy, and being creative, and taking the competition, um, serious but not too serious. I have with the breakfast, but like taking pride in finishing something to the best of your abilities given the time you have, versus like sitting and pulling your hair out and stressing, and that is. So I'm glad that you realized, and that it was like having a weight on your shoulders, and now that you redirected your mind and having fun and more confident in the piece, and hopefully you'll have more fun making it as well. Helix, yeah, that is always the problem, rushing in, and I'm definitely guilty of that. A lot of times, when on my personal art, like I mentioned on a previous stream, a lot of times when I do my personal art, I don't do it structurally. and I'm always paying the price for it. Um, One painting that I finished recently of my personal art was the Forest Walker, and that one I actually repainted a lot constantly until I was happy with it. And it was a really strange feeling because I usually don't spend that much time repainting. So I wanted to see, like I've been looking at other artists, thanks to Twitch, um, seeing other artists work like Zapata, etc., and how they're just working the the edges constantly and the shapes constantly. So for that Forest Walker, I thought, okay, I'm gonna finish it, and to some extent that Christmas card as well. But the Christmas card one I wasn't happy with, but because it was Christmas, uh, and I already started something, I had to finishing it. I had to finish it to some degree, and it's finished. It's not like a painting I'm proud of. That Christmas card one. It's okay, but that is like a typical like trap that the competition mindset could take you in. Like, okay, I started it. Okay, I gotta finish it, even though like the base, uh, it's like in that painting, the Christmas card one, I struggled with palette constantly, and I was like so frustrated about it, and I thought like, okay, I gotta find the easy solution for it. I can't repaint everything or re-establish the palette. Hey, Bruno Romanos, welcome. Thank you, Jacob. Uh, I mean, it is okay, but it is not at all what what I would have liked in my mind. Right, my mind has this picture that I couldn't capture. I would have loved to to take some steps back in that painting and redo it, but because it was the nature of it that it was a Christmas card, you can't really anymore. Well, I could, but the what's it called? The uniqueness of it is has passed. It's not Christmas anymore. Oh, and a funny. Some of you saw on Discord, but yesterday in they have this day where kids go to people's workplaces and practice, or their what's it called, apprentice, apprentice for a day. And yesterday, this I was contacted by this mother to a kid who had heard from a friend of mine, uh, or not relative rather, to my wife, ex-husband, that that I am in this city and what I do, and this boy was he was 14 and a hobby game developer artist. He's like illustrated one book he had already published, like a kid's book, I guess. So obviously he's dedicated and stuff like that. And he asked if he could come and like shadow me at work. Hey, Captain Jetlag, how's it going? How's it going? Yeah, so he hey Pro 42. So he spent some hours here yesterday, um, ghosting me, and I was showing him some uh, some art, what you should think about the process, the day in and day out of a concept artist and game developer and so on. And he showed me his game, and he was talking, and then I put him to work. I gave him my companion too, uh, and I put him like on another table, and I told him one of my tasks for the day, which was like kind of like an R&D task of sorts, early stage concept art things for an IP. And I showed him the brief, and I told him like, oh, this is what you got to think about. And then he was like, all right, super excited, and he went and sat down and started concepting his own take on um, on the concept. It's so funny. But he was really excited about it, which um, and I remember when I was like a teenager, I went to practice or apprentice week. I went to Swedish illustrator, like a friend of the family kind of deal, or a friend of my aunt at the time, and I was allowed to go there, and I was like, I remember seeing his work, and obviously he was grown up, and at the time I was like the same as this boy, like 14 or something, and like, wow, is this what you could do as a professional artist? And I remember just being so inspired, and having like a clear goal from that time of saying like, oh, I actually know someone who like has realized this for himself, like the ability that he has made his love for art a reality. I remember just thinking about like, wow, he's like living the dream in that sense, that he's dictated his own like social responsibilities in a way of money, and I was like, wow, he has power of his own destiny kind of thing. I remember thinking that as a 14-year-old, like, wow, that is I need to strive for this. Uh, and at that time, I started going into comics. Like I remember, like, okay, I'm gonna be a comic artist now, comic book artist. Started grinding towards that. I later released some comic stuff, um, but nothing serious. Captain Jet, like, oh really? No, I think it's a great thing. Great thing to do. Um, I mean, and this kid probably went home all psyched. Uh, and when he was time to go home, his mother came with his middle brother, his younger brother, and you could see like how proud he was in a way, showing his younger brother like what he did today, and he showed like some of like the covers I have worked on, and he asked me to show his brother some pictures, and it was like it was genuine, like genuine joy and admiration of this them seeing into the future in a way, like them realizing at that you can get to that level, because they're both probably like hobbyists and game lovers. I mean, obviously they're 14, but the boy is already like hardcore. He's published his own book, and released his own game, um, or about to. I don't know if he already released it, but those kind of things, is just not, uh, you know, mucking around. The boy is really serious. Hey, sandlot mower. What? Sandlot lawnmower. Was that sand cannon? Musta Krakish. An advice for us burnouts who are tired and need a reset. Are you working on art and have you burned out on art, on performing art? Then do what you need to do for work in that sense of meeting your requirements. But as soon as you're done, walk away. Don't think about it. Don't engulf in it. Uh, Go do something physically and spiritually different as soon as you could finish your day job. Like go swim, or just don't involve your brain in the fact that you're doing this all the time, because it's tiring to be saturated. And the best is to just not involve your mind in it. Or if you're a student who wants to get into the industry and you're working too hard, you gotta schedule the way you work in a way that it's high intensity for short periods of time, and take a break and flush your system from the thinking. And because if you're constantly grinding and trying this, like I experienced that when I was doing my own game, and and it was like I had to perform because we were planning on releasing it at a certain date. And I thought, like, I had a day job, I had freelance, I had my own video game, and I need to do it all perfectly. And I was just sitting there, hours and hours, very little sleep, and it was such a struggle. I was like, how can I even finish this? And what I realized as I was burning myself out was that I need to stop. Don't sit in front of the computer more than I have to, like obligatory work hours, right? And all the other projects that I have on the side, just don't do them for a day or two. Just go play video games, go out, go meet a friend. Just don't involve your brain in it. And then, like, I was thinking, like, tomorrow I'm gonna do this project or that project. So when I sit down, I'm gonna only, let's say, give it 2 hours. But during these 2 hours, I will not go on Facebook. I will not have any chat open. I will do only the thing that makes me involved into the painting or whatever task I had to do. Let's say, like, okay, I need to paint this thing or animate this thing or whatever. And so I know during these hours tomorrow night, or well, no, during the day or whatever, I have to sit there effectively working. And then the day after I can, I'll just hang out with the wife, or and it makes it completely different, because if you have to sit and grind there, and you're gonna spend way more time doing way less. So it's like, I did the analogy of like a boxer, right? If you're constantly swinging and punching him, right? You're getting some damage done on him, right? but you're not gonna have any power whatsoever. You're just gonna stand there and be like, just move your arms. You're theoretically boxing him, but you know, he's not gonna get knocked out or anything. You're not gonna win. And instead of like in this boxing hypothetical boxing match, if you would stand back and only punch effectively when you have to, you're gonna do way more damage and most likely win, right? So that I realized that mid project, and it drastically changed how I felt burnout wise, because I was started to getting sick. Stress levels were really high because it was so much to do and I couldn't grasp it. So actually, by doing less, I was doing more. And when I wasn't doing, like doing the tasks I needed to do, I was planning them. So, like, let's say I didn't sit in front of the computer the next day, right? I said, okay, I'm gonna go out for a 2 hour walk instead of grinding an animation, like, uh, or go to bed and kind of just lounge, or whatever. And that didn't stop me from uh, thinking about it though. Like, okay, I need to do this. I could plan that. This is probably a better solution, and you could prepare a little bit mentally what needs to be done the next day or so on, but not to the degree of obsessing about it, but just like casual casual thoughts about what needs to be done. So that when I did start again the next day, it wasn't this cold shower again of reassimilating into what I need to do. I had already kind of given it a thought or two about what's the next logical step, or what's the next logical move I need to do to make it work, right? So it was just sit down, do what you need to do, effectively and efficiently, and uninterrupted. And start things started moving really quickly. I started feeling a lot better, and it became fun again. And getting burned out because you have to sit X amount of hours every day is not a good way to do it. And another guy on the project, he got sick. He got like stomach issues because he had to sit there. And I think, I mean, he was in another country, but I think it was the same issue. And when he was worrying about money and having to get, put money on the food on the table, and he just said, okay, I need to start relaxing more, or I'm just going to cost way more in medical bills. So he also had to force himself to take breaks, and you could see he was feeling better, produced better, more efficiently, getting what needs to be done down. So that's my recommendation. If you feel burnout, you've been sitting too long, too many hours, do something else, flush the system, and refocusing it back, and short, effective sessions, and take a break. Captain Jetlag, yeah, exactly. I mean, we are creative people, and that's never going to stop. It's just about the energy level and ability to focus is so different, and people gotta realize that costs it costs to sit here, even though one wouldn't think that that much that it take takes a toll on you, but it does. And just because you think you're sitting here X amount of hours, you're actually doing some damage to the workload. But most of the times it doesn't. It's way better to step away, refocus, and then attack it in a very structured manner, and you'll get way more done. Like 1 hour session, if you're in that kind of need, or 2 hours or 3 hours. Put on your favorite music, switch off all the lights, put headphones on, don't get interrupted by anything, and just switch off internet. And you just sit there, and then, oh, like, alright, time's up, switch on internet, go talk to someone, go out, whatever. Yeah, it stops being fun when you have to do it. And you can still get it done by focusing in short times. Chillstrand, yeah, it's important. Uh, I take some now and then like a break from sitting in front of the computer. Like I go and buy a video game and just sit and play games and have a beer. And not, like just walk away from the computer when my 8 hours is done. Leave my phone in the office. Like I can't be bothered. Just purge. You know, so important. All right. Thanks everyone for joining. Time is up, and 1 second. I missed a follow. Uh, Give me them pandas. Thanks for the follow. And oh yeah, Sandlot Lord more. Thanks for the follow. Um, yeah, so today a lot of things happened. I mean, if I'm going to finish this painting, it's going to be a lot of hours of just fiddling. And like I said, you get thrown out of the mood quite a lot when you're doing only 30 minutes. So I think to the extent of a detailed sketch, I think it would be the best way to approach these illustrations. I don't think it would be that much fun in a longer run to see me do 30 minutes of doodling, for a month when you only have 30 minutes a day. So I think I won't spend tomorrow on this. I will spend time offline or weekend streams on it. But I think we have to go back to random topic or sketching and exploring a lot more. Um, it's good to do these longer projects now and then, I think, but we gotta go get back to the creative aspect as well. Like whoever mentioned I should work on one more is a good suggestion. I just think big picture wise it won't work. Anyways, thanks everyone for coming. Have a great day. You guys are awesome. Um, IFCC, great workshop. Go to that URL there and read about it. Cool people. All right. See you tomorrow morning.